Okay, next one. Who are your favorite film directors? Um, I used to have a list placed down, but over time, there's some people who didn't stand out to me as well as they used to. I used to enjoy James Cameron, and that's mostly because I really enjoyed Avatar, and Terminator 2 was easily one of my favorite movies out there. But the issue I have with James Cameron is that while he does a good job with film execution and just making movies to appeal us, he doesn't try any new techniques anymore. And this was established by Confused Matthew, and I definitely don't blame him. He's not a bad director. He needs to find something new to work within his criteria. And I'm not saying he should, but that's really what I want him to do, and that's why he doesn't stand out as well. Stanley Kubrick, he's very inspiring, and while I don't have a specific favorite out of his movies, I know how he puts it together in his own way. Well, okay, I don't know how exactly, but he was ahead of his time. I like how he films his very own style and stand out completely different. A Clockwork Orange is one of those examples. It's a very weird, very strange, but a very thoughtful movie. Full Metal Jacket, it's mostly just out of the first half, but throughout the rest of the movie, it shows something in there. I used to like Ridley Scott, but after Robin Hood and thinking about his other movies in the past, it doesn't really stand out as well as it used to for me. I used to love Gladiator, but when I watched it over time, it isn't just that it's too formulated, it's too slow. It's way too slow, and that's the other thing about Ridley Scott's movies. His movies are just way too slow to be engaged for me. I like movies that are at more of a mellow pace, but not too fast, but just straight to the point, to where you can understand and feel. Who else? Quentin Tarantino is actually one of my favorite directors out there. He, to this day, still has that style. And regardless of what he said about There Will Be Blood, he definitely has a good way of having a good style, but still keeping me engaged with some clever dialogue he writes. And I'm not a huge fan of people who just talk all day. When I listen to what goes on in the movies like Pulp Fiction or Kill Bill, they're engaging. He somehow makes it work. Christopher Nolan is one of my favorite film directors out there, and spoilers, Dark Knight. Obviously, it's too obvious right there. For other film directors, I enjoyed Don Bluth's first half of his career, as far as animation directors go. So there's still a number of directors I may have forgotten, and I might actually get back to later. I don't know, but I'm going to stop right there. Okay, so final question from BTF Cinema. Do you have an OC backstory? What is it? Why does your OC not have a cutie mark? When making my OC pony, I mostly did it just to just show my own self as a pony, but have my own name, and that's kind of about it. As far as the cutie mark goes, it's a bit of a long story. I wanted to have a mark that would suit what my hobbies are. Despite doing movie reviews, I used to do art. I've recently been so motivated and playing guitar again that I kind of wanted to be a brony musician, never got around to it. And there's just so many things that it's just really hard to choose from. And aside from that, I'm in this particular conflict where I have to stand away from it and study medical stuff, as I've been been put into trade school recently to get a job, but that's too much personal info. But I really don't have an idea to get a cutie mark. Backstory-wise, okay, let's be honest. I think almost anybody who had their own OC pony would have their own backstory, as if to say they're writing their own fan fiction of some sort. And if some people are doing that, that's fine. But I try to avoid it as much as I can. I mean, I could just imagine it or just think it over. But I just decided not to. For whatever it is, I seem to have forgotten it at that point. But I did choose basically just, hey, this is me as an OC pony. I think the same thing goes with Paleo when he made his OC pony. His backstory is probably not there, but at least he has a cutie mark, mostly out of Sea Swirl. Saber Spark, he doesn't have a cutie mark on his pony. I'm surprised nobody asked him, or they just mostly ask why he designed his character. That's as much as I can say there. There would be more to say, but it's not really asked. But you know what, screw it. Why did I design this character? Why Goldblaze Phoenix? For the name Goldblaze Phoenix, I originally was thinking about naming him Aquila, which was supposed to be Latin for eagle, but I didn't think anybody would understand it. I think it was too much. I wanted to find a simpler name where people can understand. Like there's Rainbow Dash because she dashes across and leaves a rainbow streak, or Fluttershy because she flutters around or she's shy. Names like those. But for whatever my character is, it's been pretty difficult. I did whatever I could to avoid coolness. Turns out it's kind of like that. I mean, I like the name Blaze. As cool as it was, I didn't think it was as common as I thought. Phoenix, believe it or not, it was a lot more common than I expected. So basically, my OC has pretty much become the most common resources to ever slap together. I don't know. I don't know how I got under this curse where I just name myself after the word gold, like Golden Fox or Gold Blaze. And yes, the name Golden Fox comes from Tales from Sonic the Hedgehog. Gold Blaze, I was thinking maybe Fire Blaze, or my girlfriend was, my Tokyo Kitty was helping me out with the names. And I was thinking something Blaze and something with Phoenix, and she was saying, how about Fire Blaze or Phoenix Fire Blaze? Again, I just wanted to avoid something like that. So instead of Fire Blaze, I thought Gold Blaze. Okay, I think that's kind of legitimate enough. I mean, he has a bit of a goldish color. So why the colors? Why Pegasus Pony? I always wanted to fly. And a Pegasus Pony does fly. And it's kind of cool that some ponies are capable of flying and having different purposes, like managing the weather and such, like what Rainbow Dash does. As for the colors, I originally was going to paint my OC pony red, kind of like what Little Shy FIM was, but after a while I realized, that's too eye-bleeding, and it also seems a little too slapped together, too clustered together with random colors, like what some OC ponies are. Some people just use those, and they just go for a random alicorn of some kind. Not that I have a problem with people who make themselves alicorns. So I decided, why use a more balanced, bright colors? And that's the thing I have with it. Orange, red. Red is my favorite color in general. But within this case, I had to think a little more, not realistically, but think a little more legitimately, that it would attract some viewers to some degree. I don't know. The red hair, I thought that was definitely suitable. I mean, most ponies have a darker hair color than a darker body. I mean, occasionally there is a pony that has a brighter hair color than the body, like Applejack. But I just wanted to go for the simpler route, just to be safe. So I decided to make my hair red and have a bit of a mixture of a brighter red added to the tail. I was going to try to have some kind of mix where I was going to have the brighter red mixed with the main hair. Unfortunately, it's just one side is one color and the other side is another color, and I didn't like that. So that's as much as I can say there. So not much of a purpose for my OC except for representation of myself. So that pretty much sums up my Q&A at this point. I hope to do some more. Once again, I thank all of you for providing me your questions, and I hope to do something like this in the near future or later future, depending on how busy I am. And expect some more videos out of me, hopefully. I hope there's some ideas I have in mind, some videos I hope to work on, scripts I hope to finish up. But until next time, this is Golden Fox, and thank you for watching.